Welcome to episode 94 of the Happy Fools podcast. Today is December 9th, 2025. I'm your co host, Trevor, joined by the cool Cachanilla, Alfredo.
How you doing, dude? Is this a daytime podcast again?
I say rare, it's the second one in a row, but a rare daytime podcast.
Good, because it will never happen again.
Is this it? Are you starting
No,
your new job next week?
no, we still have quite a few days.
I'm going to, just a
Maybe in
heads
about
up, I'm going to
3 weeks.
oh, sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. Story of my
My bad,
life.
man.
Story of my life. What's going on?
Nervous. I'm nervous. You know why?
Oh, what do you have for us?
Because I'm putting this one on YouTube.
Oh,
I can't.
don't know. I don't know. We should do that. Yeah,
I can't pick my nose.
like I did just now.
That was subliminal. I somehow put that thought into your mind.
Did you just use the force on me?
I did. I Jedi'd you.
I don't know, man.
Well, I want to.
Have we had requests on it or what?
Everybody likes YouTube now. I'm thinking about giving up the good fight. I like audio. Sorry, my dog. This whole time you record, my dog is going to go in and out. It's so frustrating. But I like audio.
Me too.
I like theater of the mind. We make a little bit more money from audio, which is $0, but it's
Theater of the mind. Dude, that's
but people like
cool.
YouTube. People like the visuals. And I have visual clips now. So should we? Does it make you nervous?
Listen. No, I've been on YouTube before, but
We've been on YouTube before. We have episodes.
I've been on it with some other doing something else. But
Mysterious. Well,
music.
oh, okay.
But
We don't have to. It's up to you.
No. Well,
Hmm.
I don't know. Why don't we give it a run for a few more clips to see how good we are on giving clips,
Okay.
and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. We'll play it by ear,
We'll play it by ear,
so to speak.
Yeah.
Today is basically
Tell me.
Today's a true crime episode.
Talk to me.
We're giving up. It's true crime today. We're finally, if you can't beat them, join them. All the most popular podcasts are true crime. We're just going to embrace it for one episode. And now, if you are watching us on YouTube, Alfredo is giving me a signal because he's taking a phone call to keep talking. See, this is why we have to do audio only because
my
people.
gosh.
Sometimes Alfredo will be mixing a stew in the kitchen.
Well, remember last time we had someone showing too much cleavage? Is that what happened?
Cleavage.
Oh no, that was wrong podcast.
Are you
Yeah,
doing
no.
Are you doing another podcast with cleavage? What's going on?
No, I'm just kidding. But people coming in and out of the office. So just when you think you have like the whole hour for yourself, you get all these phone calls and texts, and that one I had to take. But yeah,
You're the Dawn. You're the Dawn. You're the
I don't
patron.
know if I
You're the
like that,
patriarch.
man. I don't know if I like that. That's just the way it is. But
Yeah.
I think we should give it a run if we have more clips. And then
No, it's
when I started growing my beard, like you, give it about another.
Oh, you're worried about your appearance. Now the truth is coming out.
No, I don't give a shit.
You look debonair and devilishly handsome. No homo.
Thank you. So I heard, but no, that's not. That's not it. What do you have for us, man? What's happening?
Before we get to the clips, I have an idea for you. I want to put this on your radar early.
Okay.
So this weekend I went to our local Christmas parade with my kids. It was really cool. You know, it's the floats are like Richard and Sons Plumbing. You know,
Did the kids have a good time?
Oh, dude, my son.
That was awesome.
He danced like crazy. I had no idea he had any inclination to want to dance. He's 4. I was gonna almost play a clip. It was so funny, but this is a dark episode, so I don't want to put him on it. But it was just a blast. It was so much fun. The crowd around us, it was just great. It's very merry. Blah blah blah. Here's my thoughts. Ready?
Yes.
Imagine a float. We get my truck.
Oh no.
One of the women drives. Okay. We get a trailer. We bolt a table and 2 chairs to it, and we do a Happy Fools podcast along the parade route. We put up a sign that says Happy Fools Conspiracy Podcast. Everyone would want to watch that. Everyone wants to know what are they talking about.
But then they'll know where we live, and I don't know if that's a
Why?
good.
Why?
Oh, that's true. How
Yeah,
would if we have locals listening to us?
yeah, it's fine.
I know you're right.
We
Am I
can't
being
be
paranoid right now?
You're being paranoid. You know
Am I
what?
am I running low on meds?
Dude, what is life for?
Do I
Than to
need to
piss off
drink?
powerful people and get yourself in trouble. You
Do
know?
I need to drink again?
I think it's time to just recapture American men balls. That sounds a little homo, but we need to just reach in, grab them, and not so afraid of everything.
That's well, not of everything. You know what? You're right.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna the whole thing. It would just be so loud. You wouldn't be able to hear anything. There's
Oh,
marching
my
bands.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So what's the word on the street? Like how are we rating?
Oh, a AAA rating. Everybody loves us. No, I don't know. I don't get a ton of feedback. I get some emails.
Since we left French, is that why? I'm just kidding.
Since we what French? Oh, since we went French?
No, since we don't appear on French radio.
Yeah, they banned us because we keep talking about Candace and the French connection.
Boo.
Yeah, no, right. It's good, man. I think people are enjoying the show, our little core group of listeners. I think we'll get back to the religion and spirituality stuff soon. But
so are we just are we doing the cartridges of politics right now?
It's politics adjacent. It's true crime. Okay, so let me share my screen here.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Do I have my water bill on the screen? No, I think we can go ahead and share sound. So this girl wrote a book. This is going to be about the two crimes we talk most about. Sam Altman's crime, maybe alleged, and really super briefly at the end, just touch on a video I thought was interesting about Charlie Kirk.
Sounds good, man.
This is not real. This is very broad. This is kind of because I think one of the things about Sam Altman, people are like, why would he kill somebody? You know? Mm-hmm. And I personally, I don't think he was that involved, but it is also important to know like how big the stakes are. So this lady wrote a book. It's not the most interesting clip in the world, but it's good context for what we're going to talk about.
Should we look at these companies as kind of analogous to the East India Company of the 19th century?
That is the analogy that I've increasingly started using, especially with the Trump administration in power, because the British East India Company very much was a corporate empire and started off not very imperial. They just started off as a company, very small company based in London. And of course, through economic trade agreements with India, gained significant economic power, political power, and eventually became the apex predator in that ecosystem. And that's when they started being very imperial in nature. And they were the entire time abetted by the British Empire, the nation state empire. So you have a corporate empire, you have a nation state empire. And I literally see that dynamic playing out now, where the US government is also in its empire era. The Trump administration has quite literally used words to suggest that he wants to expand and fortify the American empire. And he sees these corporate empires like OpenAI as his empire building assets. And so I think he is probably seeing it in the same way that the British Crown saw the British East India Company of, let's just let this company acquire all these resources, do all these things, and then eventually we'll nationalize the company, and then India formally becomes a colony of the British Empire. So Trump, whatever the equivalent, modern day equivalent would be of nationalizing these companies, is his endgame. Like, he is helping them strike all these deals and installing all this American hardware and software all around the world with the hope that then those become national assets. And then, you know, there was actually just a recent op-ed in Financial Times from Mariette Schaake, one of the former EU parliamentarians, who pointed out, like, isn't it so convenient for the US to get all of this American infrastructure installed everywhere around the world so that the US government could literally turn it off at any time? I mean, if you want to talk about empire building, there's that. But at the same time,
Um, we
Newsflash, babe.
it
We've
is a
been
newsflash for most people.
we've been an empire since World War II.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you there.
Yeah.
It does. I think it's probably accurate. Like our empire building techniques kind of seem to change every few decades. You know,
We
at one
have
point
to.
it was Central
Yeah.
South America, then with the
Right.
Middle East. Now it's technology. You know, I think that's probably correct. And if you look at like who was really instrumental in the Trump, um, funding of the campaign, it was clearly these Silicon Valley guys. You know,
Yeah.
for Obama, it was health insurance companies. For Bush, I don't know, military contractors, I have no idea. But for Trump, it was definitely these Silicon Valley guys. JD Vance is kind of a pick of, Peter Thiel and these guys. So yeah, it makes sense.
Right. Well, first we needed to get the oil to run those machines, right? Because they're not going to run on solar.
Yes, they will. Wind and solar. Come on.
Right. So we need to get the oil to run all this coolers, right, and all this energy, right? And then we did that, and all this infrastructure, we did that. And now with the military, we are drawing the limits, which is awesome through the decades. And now it's like whoever conquers AI or pushes forward conquers the world. That is inevitable.
Yeah,
Yes?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I think so. Conquers the world. Maybe. I don't know. I just to me it's very clear. Like this is a collaboration between corporate and government interests. It's not like this random thing going on in the background.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're gonna use all your assets to build that up, right? And you're gonna help each other out and conquer the world, man.
And I think
keep the dollar up.
Yeah, we need something, right? We need something. Last we talked about the AI bubble last episode. I think this is the thing that kind of keeps the AI bubble from popping.
Right.
Is just this massive high-level collaboration between governments and technology companies.
And if Vance gets elected,
right,
we're gonna have another push for sure. Hard push. We'll all in, baby. He's gonna put all in because all his backers, right? All his backers are into AI. All of them.
Yeah. Now, I'm neutral. Like, I'm not saying this is good or it's bad. I'm just trying to figure out the world.
Well, it's good because we're in the part of the empire.
Right, I guess. Yeah, we're not.
But if you're Russian or Ukrainian or European, or any,
I don't know if these forces are like more loyal to American citizens than Russian citizens. I'm sure there's probably some advantages for us being on this. But I'm not really sure. I don't know. I think we're moving towards like something new. Doesn't it feel like we're moving towards something new
and better? I
didn't say that, but maybe
just new.
Like I hate to use the word, but it just feels like we're moving towards a new world
order, like an expansion.
Just
like a game expansion, when you get tired of Monopoly or any other games, you buy an expansion
like
and then
an
you make
expansion pack.
Better expansion pack.
Okay. In this expansion pack, you've got this tripolar world,
Right.
Now we're just moving more towards like the aristocratic elite and everybody else. What are borders? What are countries? Come on.
Right.
It's all right. This isn't super interesting, but there's a little bit more, and then we'll switch gears a little bit.
All right. No,
these corporate empires are also trying to use the American empire as an asset to their empire building ambitions. So there's a very tenuous alliance between Silicon Valley and Washington right now, in that each one is trying to use the other and ultimately trying to dominate the other. And there's a growing popularity in Silicon Valley of this idea of a politics of exit, this idea that democracy doesn't work anymore. We need to find other ways of organizing ourselves in society. And maybe the best way of organizing ourselves is actually a series of networked companies with CEOs at the top. So I don't ultimately know who's going to win, like the nation state empire or the corporate empire, but either version is bad because all of the people in power now both the business executives and the politicians do not actually care at all about preserving democracy.
I mean, the analogy.
Yeah, I think she articulated what I was trying to say there. Like, do you ever know there's like some, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but some old sci-fi movies and things where in the future, like, there's no American government, there's no Russian government, there's just corporate, like there's like corporate feudalism, like corporate, like in Idiocracy, right? Movies like that, like corporations sort of own the world.
Yeah, there are quite a few movies like that, right? Isn't like the whole Hunger Game kind of thing?
Kind of
like that.
I don't know,
a little bit, or
just
Children of Men.
Yes, yeah, that's a good example. Just a federation of corporate
Vendetta,
clubs.
V for Vendetta, which this guy's like corporate and federal government are kind of like the same.
Yeah, I think so. I think like this kind of boomer idea of like American empire, this idea that like we're defined by geographical borders. I think it's going away, man. I think it's going away. I don't know if that's good or bad. I would say it's probably bad.
Not for the southern border. That's a wall.
I don't mean like that. I mean like I think the people in charge of things don't identify as like American or Chinese. Maybe Chinese still. There's probably more nationalism, but
that's the true globalism, and
exactly.
And Soros is all in for that, and so he's got everyone in his pocket except USA. So, all North America except USA is on Soros, and the globalists in Europe, same thing. Everyone is like pro Soros. So the only one is not is the tripolar, right? Russia, China, and USA.
I think that's going away.
The tripolar ordeal?
Yeah.
Dude, no way, man. I have to disagree with you. Hell no. China's strong, dude. They have more money than us.
Yeah, maybe.
They have more money than us. And Russia, well, it's just been around for thousands of years. They ain't going away.
Well, again, I don't mean like the countries are literally going away. I'm just saying the people in charge aren't like, they're not thinking what's best for my Russian identity. They don't have allegiance to America or Russia.
It's like, and they never have. Look at Nike, right? They got into trouble for using manufacturers, underage people in China, right? China didn't care. They're just working children. India, same thing. So I agree with you on that. In Africa, in Congo, they have little kids running the mines, and it's just corporations.
Yeah, I think this national pride thing is more of like a.
And then who's running the show?
Right. It's like the people with national pride are like the peasants, the proletariat. It's like, right. I'm American because I grew up here. My family's from here. I love this place. I like these ideas.
So true.
But the people in charge, they're not American. They're not British. They're not French. They're
globalists.
They have interests. They're looking out for their interests, whether that's like
and the company, right?
And the company interests.
The company. That's right. Or
the vision they have for the future, whatever it is. Anyway, so this lady's book, Karen Howe, that's who that lady was. She's not a fan of Sam Altman. And, we talked a bit about, did he kill this whistleblower kid? I've never really looked into it deeply. I found this clip where they go, there's kind of, there's some images in here that are unsettling, but it's sort of going over the police report and stuff from this kid. So watch this next.
So let's take a look at the evidence to see if we can find anything. First, Suchir Balaji. He joined OpenAI in 2020, believing in its potential to do good, he says. But over time, he became purportedly more concerned over the use of copyrighted material to train the AI. He left the company in August of 2024, and 2 months later, publicly accused OpenAI of violating US copyright laws in the New York Times. Then on October 23rd, 2024, pretty much 1 year ago to this day, Suchir Balaji dropped a bombshell revelation that threatens not just OpenAI's financial future, but the entire for-profit driven AI industry, a proof that ChatGPT pulls up to 94% of its responses from copyrighted sources.
Here's a hot take. If you have a
All right, so while this ad goes, so they're just straight up stealing stuff. 94% of the responses are based on copyrighted material.
I mean, how else are you gonna feed that up, right? Feed the machine with human content. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to come up. If this was just some new tech company that is, yes, granted, very promising, but they're just basically ripping off the world.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
I would expect them to be investigated and get in a little bit of trouble, because they're not just infringing on like Joe Schmo copyrights, they're infringing on companies, the recording industry, motion picture industry, like publishers, people with power and persuasion, and that's usually when stuff happens. Like when people with powerful interests get pissed off, shit happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case here. ChatGPT seems like immune to criticism, and I was trying to figure out, like, why is this? And to me, it's obvious. It's clear they're highly involved with the government,
mm-hmm.
and including Trump. Even though I was rooting for Trump, definitely, but and now Trump just is apparently signing an executive order to make it so state regulators can't get involved with AI regulation, which is
I saw that, man. That's crazy.
Kind of weird. That's not a move.
No,
anyone should be for, if you're kind of like
right. It's
a
like
conservative states' rights kind of person, right?
He kind of did the same thing with the vaccines. Remember, they were during COVID.
Yes,
Operation Speed Warp, I think that's what it was, and all these pharmaceutical companies were just immune to any type of legality because emergency states. He's kind of doing the same thing now.
He's not actually conservative. Like, he's very
business minded,
but federal. He's very, like, he likes to be able to wield power, and I think there's pros and cons to that. But he's not
for the people.
I don't know what his motivations are. He's just not traditionally conservative, obviously. Certainly not libertarian. He's more of like
this is what makes
Democrat.
It hard. Right, and this is what makes it hard, that he has good ideas and he implements some of them, and then he goes and does this. It's like, oh man, I want to like you, but you're not helping the cause, dude.
Yeah,
and at this point, I don't think he really cares,
or maybe he doesn't know. Maybe
no. That guy is smart, dude. That guy is super smart. Come on,
yeah,
he knows how to play the game, man.
Yeah.
Suchir Balaji was dead. Balaji had just celebrated his 26th birthday on a trip to Catalina Island with his friends. He was described as upbeat, sharing plans for a potential new AI startup. And according to his mother, Purnima Ramaro, Suchir had just called them a few hours before his death.
And then he spoke to Dad at 7:15 p.m. He was very happy. And Balaji said, shall we go to CES in Las Vegas in January? Because it was raining here, Dad brought up the concept that, weather will be great in January. And Suchir said yes. And Dad gave him a birthday gift.
Gave him a birthday gift.
Birthday gift. Because 21st was his birthday. He said he'll send him it, cash, just a token of love. And Suchir accepted it.
Dude, I saw the whole interview with Tucker. It's so sad. I actually saw the whole thing. It's like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Tucker is funny, but he's trying to be empathetic about it, but then he asks all these crazy questions, like, I'm so sorry, but did the bullet really go up this way? It's like, Tucker, you can't be fucking saying that, man.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, it's sad.
But I mean, this kid, anyone who knows anything about suicide, which I'll admit, I don't know very much, but people who are suicidal, they're usually not getting back from great trips with friends, making plans with their parents, dreaming about starting a new company, writing up material and how you're going to do it. You've got a vision, you're excited. He has purpose in that he's taking on ChatGPT. He feels like he's living a meaningful life. He's getting back from this trip with friends, ordering food.
Right.
There's video of him entering his apartment. Looks, I mean, not that you can necessarily tell, but looks fine. It just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't sound right. So
That's the night he died.
The day he died.
According to the San Francisco Police Department, officers went to Balaji's San Francisco apartment at 1:15 p.m. on November 26th for a wellness check after he had been unreachable for several days, and upon arrival, they found a deceased male, noting, quote, no evidence of foul play was found during their initial investigation. And you want to know how long it took them to figure that? All of 40 minutes, according to the family's attorney. There were no interviews, no toxicology report, no ballistics analysis. But then again, this is the same medical examiner's office whose executive director, David Serrano Sowell, was alleged to have, quote, inexplicably tossed a human skull while rushing to clean up the office ahead of an inspection. And then the employee who reported that disappearance says she faced retaliation leading to her termination. So let's take a peek, shall we, at this totally normal apartment with no evidence of foul play. A lot of quotations there. This is video footage of...
All right. So we are in his apartment. Messy, but, you live alone. Reasonably could just be messy. I don't know.
Suchir's apartment. First reaction is that it looks to have been maybe ransacked. I mean, look around. Everything is all over the place in disarray. And look, there's even a half-eaten takeout.
This looks weirder.
On the floor. In fact, this is the last known footage of...
Okay, check something out. He has AirPods in.
Right.
That's going to become relevant later.
Suchir before his death, captured by CCTV cameras. And you can see him holding the takeout that he ordered as he waited for the elevator. Is that what people are doing nowadays? Ordering Uber Eats right before a self-checkout? Seems odd. Not impossible, but odd. And in terms of seeing if other people entered or left his apartment complex, according to the mother, the CCTV footage in the garage of Suchir's apartment stopped working. Also, one of the elevator CCTVs also stopped working. That little detail becomes very important once you start examining the crime scene more carefully. Once again, I'll show you here, the apartment is in disarray, and now you see, here we go, signs of a struggle. There are multiple pools of blood, displaced items.
All right, well, it's kind of gruesome, but it's, I think, important to stop here. So basically what we're seeing is a lot of blood, kind of at the threshold of the door, bedroom, or bedroom threshold, kind of an odd spot for it to be. And then now in the bathroom, underneath the sink, there's a ton of blood in the bottom right. You see that, which is odd. It's quite some distance. And then there's also, you can see an AirPod. The trash can's knocked over, the AirPod's on the ground. So he literally walked in with his food in hand, with his AirPods still in, and this happened, right? I mean, I don't know the exact time between the two, but it just, man, it doesn't seem right.
Throughout the bathroom, you'll see there floss on the floor, earbuds under the sink, and also a toppled trash can. And another peculiar detail that you'll see here, hair wedged underneath the bathroom door around a big pool of blood. How did that happen? Okay, now let's talk about the forensic evidence here. This is from an independent autopsy from the family, which the CT scans showed a second metallic fragment lodged into a skull. In other words, a possible second bullet, which, to most people, right, it's an extremely uncommon situation for a suicide, a double pop. It was also reported that the bullet was coming in from a downward angle, 30 to 45 degrees. I've been told that is very difficult to do, very unlikely for...
I'll pause right there because, yeah, you look at what he's doing there. It's one thing to put your hand in that position like he's doing. It's a complete other to now get your hand wrapped around a gun in that position. It's very, very odd. You would almost have to use your thumb to pull the trigger. And I don't know what to make of that. Like, that doesn't seem within the realm of possibility. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I completely agree. I mean, Everything does not make sense. Could he be playing with his gun and then accidentally shot himself?
Maybe. I mean, I always doubt questions like ideas like that.
I'm not a detective, but the fact that they did not have a detective there,
it'd be very
I don't know. And then second bullet.
The second bullet is incredible.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, like I shot myself twice in the head. Really, like that seems odd.
Yeah.
And the whole playing around with a gun thing. I mean, it's like people who aren't familiar with guns. It's like you got to think about what that means. That means you loaded a magazine, you put it in the gun, you chambered around. None of this is stuff you could do on accident, right?
Right.
And then after you chambered around, you're what? What are you doing with the gun? Like you're pointing it at yourself? I mean,
I've seen that though. I've seen people do stupid things, but he doesn't strike me as like stupid kind of guy.
People do stupid things once they already have a loaded weapon.
True.
But you can't like accidentally get from a gun in a box to like a loaded weapon.
Right.
Unless he has a loaded gun in the apartment at all times. I don't know.
Which is not recommended anyway.
No, certainly not. Anything's possible. But it doesn't solve this issue. It doesn't solve the 2-shot issue. It doesn't solve the angle. It's really like incredible. It's just, you would never do it that way. You'd have to like hold the gun upside down out in front of you and like grab it like this. And it's also, that's the second bullet.
Right.
I don't know.
Someone to pull the trigger like this. Now, this is the exact description of what the bullet did and the damage caused according to the official records, which I then inputted into ChatGPT, and I asked, based on the description, if it was more likely to be a homicide or a suicide. Nice. And ironically, it said that this description leads more towards homicide than suicide, primarily because of the downward trajectory through the glabella into the upper spinal cord, which would be difficult for a person to self-inflict, and the uncommon location for a suicide entry wound. I have a sneaky suspicion that once this hits the internet, the answer won't stay that way for long. Seriously, do a test. Copy this exact description. I'll link the document below. And ask ChatGPT if it thinks it's a homicide or a suicide and report back. Anyway, the toxicology.
So glabella is this little ridge in between your eyebrows, and then C1, it's quite a bit
up there.
Quite a bit. It's hyperspine, but it's quite a bit lower than your eyebrow ridgeline. That's a pretty steep downward angle. Anyway, it's just odd.
The toxicology report raised even more red flags, which showed Suchir had high levels of blood alcohol, about 0.178%, which is well above the legal limit, as we all know. And he also had extremely high levels of GHB in his system. That is a date rape drug commonly used to incapacitate victims.
Dude was roofied. And the police didn't do a toxicology report. We only know this because the family did an autopsy.
Wow.
So the police didn't know about the second bullet. They didn't know about the date rape, roofie. Kid was roofied.
Wow.
Now you could say maybe he roofied himself before killing himself.
Why would he do that? Makes no sense.
I don't know,
man.
Also, no suicide note. In fact, Suchir was on the verge of launching his own venture and had received numerous job offers offering multi-million-dollar salaries. But you know what the police did find? A box of 9mm ammunition along with the record of sale, all conveniently laid out on the table. So either all of this is a set of unlikely coincidences, which is possible, or Suchir was targeted for a very specific reason. And if the apartment was ransacked, the next logical question would be, what exactly were the alleged perpetrators looking for? Quote, one of the most significant details to be noted is the missing backup device that Suchir was reportedly preparing for a New York Times meeting. This device, believed to contain sensitive information tied to lawsuits against OpenAI, has not been located. Okay, that backup drive, we still have no idea where it is. And I have been told by a source, and this is obviously going to be a trust me bro situation, but the plan was never for Suchir to die. They were simply meant to steal the drive, make him look like a disgruntled ex-employee, but evidently they got some bad intel. He was home, things escalated, got out of control. Alleged.
That seems kind of reasonable.
Okay.
He was on a trip to Catalina, right? So maybe they thought he was gone. They thought he was coming back later. Maybe he came home early. And they took the time leading up to this to cut the wires to the security cameras in the garage and the elevator,
Right.
so that they could break into his apartment unseen, steal this hard drive, and leave.
Right.
And so,
so they could not find it. Still out. The knock list is still out.
I'm assuming these guys who killed him found it.
After all,
Yeah, I'm assuming they got it, and that's why it's gone.
He didn't have a contingency plan. He had no idea they were gonna come after him after doing that. Like how? Like he probably had no idea.
Dude, yeah, most people don't think like this, man. This is crazy conspiracy
This is
stuff.
fucking open AI stuff. Like this is like next gen, change the world kind of technology, man.
Yeah, but if you're a good person, you don't think like that.
And he was young.
He was young. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me messed up then.
Doesn't
that makes me old and like paranoid.
I think with experience, like you have to encounter evil and survive,
I guess.
which
you're
we
right.
have. And so this kid
Right.
probably never really had.
That sucks, dude.
And his first real encounter with evil, he didn't survive because he was messing with some real evil. Yeah.
I agree with you.
It's so,
Yeah.
dude, it's so obvious. How can people be like, I don't know? Yeah, Sam wouldn't do that. And I don't think Sam did do it. I think Sam,
Of course not.
some people in collaboration with Sam's vision and mission, and maybe he knew about it, maybe he didn't. I have a feeling he probably did. Or it was sort of like a what's the word? Like a plausible deniability situation. Like, hey, Sam, we're going to take care of this problem for you.
Right,
Don't worry about it.
That's
Yeah.
cartel level shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like mafia level stuff.
Dude, power protects itself, and it's crazy to me that people aren't like have any doubt that is what occurred here. But
So basically, what he was saying is that the core essence of OpenAI is basically copyright infringement.
yeah, that's how
Like
how it
without
works.
it, without
steals-
it cannot run itself. It's
No,
not capable of creating new stuff.
and that is exactly, and that's kind of obvious if you think about what it does.
Yeah.
It
It just reorganizes complex thoughts,
yes.
already existing thoughts. It just makes it faster and maybe better in that sense, but doesn't generate new stuff.
And it's different from Google, because like Google, if you say, hey, how does a neuron work? It's
Right.
going to give you links to how a neuron works, other people's sources that you can click on and visit. It behooves the copyright holder, right? What ChatGPT does is it plagiarizes sentences or words.
Yeah,
or
it
whatever,
doesn't even list the sources.
and it just says it as if it's saying it, and everyone's like, wow, it's so intelligent,
so smart, so smart. It has a
And in a sense-
consciousness.
In a sense, it is intelligent, but it's just plagiarizing copyrighted work, and that's what it is. It's a
I wish it
massive
could
copyright
just
infringement
right. I
machine.
wish it could just have like a source, a place where
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. Where maybe just they shade in portions of the answer, and you click it, and it takes you to the source. And I think the reason is it's gotten too complicated to do that. Like I was learning a little bit about how, because basically the recording industry is upset about this, and they're developing algorithms to determine what portions of songs are pulled from their copyrights that they own.
nice.
And so they develop these models, and basically what they find is that like one song might be 2% of one of their copyrighted songs,
Oh, that's
50%
every song.
of a different song, 10% of their song, right? And so now they are kind of starting to demand compensation. But I think that's just too complicated.
And it all starts with the music industry because they're the the most greedy people on earth.
Yes, they sued me.
Yeah. Remember Napster when it was the peer-to-peer?
Yeah, they got me, dude. They got me.
The Winamax and LimeWire, Napster, and it was just like a breakthrough. It's like, dude, we can share songs, and it was revolutionizing everything until, of course, they got in cases like yours and started like putting pressure.
People.
Yeah, basically.
And that's the difference. When it's just regular folks, they can just steamroll you. In this case, these are powerful interests vying against powerful interests. I think they're just going to work it out. ChatGPT was like, all right, we'll give you a little bit of money. Like,
right.
I don't think
now that I have the government contracts, we can afford to give you a little money.
Yeah, I don't think they have any interest in like real confrontation with other powered people. But when the entire product is just plagiarism,
yeah, dude,
you can't, dude. You got to squash that quick, and I think that's what happened to this poor kid.
Right.
It's very sad, man. Anyway, any other thoughts before I move on?
On this? No, it's just don't trust this machine. Don't trust it. We've been saying that.
Yeah.
Right? Just check your work. Old school stuff. Just check your work. Remember when we used to turn in math problems or chemistry problems?
Show your work.
Yeah, you got the answer, but check your work. You know?
Show your work too.
Oh, show your work and check. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Before we move on to this last Charlie Kirk thing, I just wanted to follow up. We brought up Gorgon Stare.
Gorgon Stare.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course.
So
that was crazy.
It's actually worse than I even really kind of portrayed. This is a 6-year-old article, but I just wanted to read it to you.
Pre-COVID? Awesome.
So this question, okay, so this is what website is this? Longreads.com. I have no idea what this is. So it says, so the question from the interviewer is, so what is Gorgon Stare and WAMI technology? How does it work? And he says, think of a traditional camera on a drone as a high-powered telescope. What it's really good for is zooming in on things on the ground very closely. The downside is that you can only really watch one person or vehicle at a time. Maybe something important is happening a few blocks away or on the other side of the city. If you focus on just one target, you're going to miss all the other important things that happened around it. You're going to lose the context. And, if you think, now this is me talking, if you think about it too, you may not know what's important at the time. Like say you're tracking like a terrorist, because this is primarily what it's used for, is military. You're tracking a terrorist. You might not really know what details are important in the moment. You might not know that you really should be recording this event going on over a mile away. That would imply, supply important context. So this WAMI, wide area motion imagery, solves that problem. You can watch an entire city at once, and then later or in real time, zoom in on any one part of that imagery with high detail while still simultaneously recording everything else in high detail.
Wow.
So that's a tremendous technological leap. It requires an incredibly powerful camera, and it's kind of a game changer because you now can know everything that's going on
at that given time
in that city, right?
Wow. Dude, the freaking...
And you save it.
Right.
You store
the amount of memory, dude, that must require.
And so 10 years later, you're trying to solve some, they always position it as like you're trying to solve a murder, right? That's probably not. This is corporate espionage. This is assassination.
Right.
But say you're trying to solve some murder 10 years in the future. You just need to know where that guy was once, even if it's a year away from the date of the murder. If you can just find him on camera once in that city,
right?
Follow
and it's a 2D image, right? Or video,
3D, 4D, yeah.
Yeah, and I think what he can do with AI, with the proper eye, is do a rendering of the building and that person. I mean, that's the future.
So one of the big problems with this was that you could only use it to solve things that happened in the past or follow an active target, right? And so if you wanted to just know everything that's going on at all times, you needed some amazing data processing engine, right? We now have that. with AI.
Right, right.
So the idea is you just feed this into the AI and you can ask it questions like, hey, where was this person on October 7th? Boom. There they
That's
are. You know, this is everybody's worst nightmare. Guess what inspired Gorgon Stare? This was inspired by a movie. The inventor of Gorgon Stare.
Not Minority Report.
So it could have been Minority Report, but it wasn't. Keep going while I look for the next part of this article I want to share.
Not Terminator. Not Blade Runner.
It has Will Smith in it.
Oh, I hate that guy. I have not seen these movies.
Enemy of the State.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that movie where the
Gene
satellites?
Hackman. Yeah. This is. I only saw it because Gene Hackman, but that guy sucks though. Will Smith, boo.
Ooh, okay. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion, but
oh, good. Yeah. He also made iRobot, which I haven't seen. Legend. All this end of the world movies, man.
Yeah. Pre-programming.
That's right. State. Yeah. Enemy of the State. Wow.
So a little bit about the camera. So keep in mind this is 6 years old, but an iPhone camera maybe has 12 million pixels. A Gorgon Stare camera has 1.8 billion pixels, 1.8 gigapixels, 150 times more powerful than an iPhone. And this is probably 100 times that now, right? Okay. So they're talking about AI. There's something specifically I want you to know. Okay, here we go. So the question from the interviewer is this currently deployed? And he says, yes, it is flying right now as we speak. Do we know where it's flying? No, that information is classified. All operational information about Gorgon Stare is classified. Same goes for all WAMI systems. How did we learn that it has been flown in previous theaters of war? Because there are selective disclosures over the years and congressional reports, Air Force budget documents. You can piece together little bits of information. But if you were to ask the Air Force how Gorgon Stare is being used on this very day, you would not get an answer. Do we know who is using it? The Air Force owns Gorgon Stare. Not NSA or CIA? We don't know. All these groups work together very closely on intelligence matters. There's a lot of intelligence sharing. Okay, so this is what I wanted to get to right here. Do you think the military would ever use this on American citizens?
You mean like Napoleon used its cannons to kill its own people? Well, we're not French, but that's a possibility, man.
Okay. Would it surprise you to know that this was field tested in the U.S. in Baltimore?
There you go. When?
Let me look that up real quick. Let's see, 2016, again in 2020. So the initial trial was done in 2016 on a spy plane for a pilot program, which tracked movements of alleged criminals in Baltimore, leading to a lawsuit particularly focused on minority neighborhoods. It monitored police movements as well as general crime. And so the question is, how is it being used on the people of Baltimore? And he says it was being used for investigative law enforcement, trying to solve unsolvable crimes, is how its mandate put it. I felt deeply uncomfortable. The person in charge of the program said it's not illegal. He said all the perceived dangers are accounted for with the company's privacy policies. For example, the policy prevents a rogue agent from tracking their spouse across the city. It was through policy, and to his mind, that was enough. The program is funded by philanthropist John Arnold. Can you talk about his motives? Yes, he funds a whole range of different issues. His focus is on helping law enforcement and keeping cities safe. He focuses on high-risk technologies on the frontier. But here's what's crazy, dude. They recorded the entire city of Baltimore for a year.
Wow.
They could they can know where any person was in Baltimore for a year. So if you had visited Baltimore that year, you are in high resolution on a hard drive somewhere. Your entire activities in that city when you're outdoors.
That's wild.
And they just did it. And so are we so naive to think like this? Of course, this is being used right now in every major city in America.
Oh, yeah. And foreign.
And definitely foreign.
For sure. For sure. Dude, that's wild.
But dude, if you're trying, if you're,
No, I know. Luckily, I have nothing to hide, but for those, yeah, so I can sleep at night. But it still sucks, though. It still sucks, though. But I mean, you can't escape. It's like the song, right? You can't check out, but you can never leave. It's Hotel California, man. You know?
It's just like if you need to make sure some journalist doesn't cover some story.
Oh,
you know, there's people who can literally type in, where is so-and-so right now? Enter.
Yep. And you're done.
They entered their apartment building 3 hours ago. Okay, let's go cut the cameras and find their hard drive and
you're
take
done.
them out, you know?
Right. And that's the creepy part. It's like when bad people use the good technology for bad purposes, right? And that's when it gets like, oh, man. And you and I, we don't trust people. Right, we don't trust anyone.
No, and I'm sorry.
And that's when it gets a little creepy. No, it's true.
I feel like I'm kind of bringing up the obvious, but
no, it's true.
But there was always a part of me that felt like I'm just having fun with conspiracy when I talked like this, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not as it's
real, dude.
It's
real. It's happening right now, and it'll continue to happen. You know, we're just part of the Matrix, man.
I'm sure it's much worse than I could even imagine.
Yes, and I don't know if you want to know that. I certainly don't. Because then again, why don't you use this technology for all the lost children that we have, you know?
Dude, thank you.
How
this
many
is
missing children? Like 20?
That is 30, such a good
000? You know, it's like, where are all these missing children yearly? Yes. And we're talking about thousands and thousands all over the world.
We could, I would assume we could find every single one of them.
Yes.
I would assume we could zoom in and see, was Tyler Robinson on the roof that day?
Right.
And we can see exactly what happened. You know?
Right. And that makes me feel like, that lets me know that someone else is pulling the strings.
Someone else is in control, dude.
Someone else. And they don't have children in their thoughts or, you know. They want to know where the other guy was about to have a hard drive, like you said, and what he's doing, and track that guy down, but not the children. And that's when I have issues with technology and humans, and that's why we don't trust anyone, man. That's where you're having issues, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
That's such a good point, man. I don't know why I didn't even think about that, but like that's the issue, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of Tyler Robinson, so do you remember when I took you and your son shooting a long time ago, many, many years ago?
Dude, that was so awesome.
I can't wait till my son's a little older and I can take him. Although I'd be too afraid to do it because we just drove out in the sticks somewhere.
That's how much I trusted me and you.
You shouldn't have. We could have been disappeared so easy that day, man.
Yeah.
We just drove out.
No. It was good. It was a good vibe. They needed it. They'll never forget it. That was awesome. I think my youngest one was 10.
We off-roaded in the Jeep. We shot
the
some
other one was
guns.
14. Dude, shotguns too. And what was that rifle?
Well, I was going to ask you about that specifically. Do you remember shooting that thing? It was a cannon.
What happened to that thing?
Oh, I still got it. But so that was a 308. Okay.
That was nice.
What did it sound? I think we wore headphones or did we not? Do you remember?
No. But
what did it sound like? What did it sound like? What did it feel like? Describe it.
Nice pop and a good recoil. It had support for where we're shooting. What was it? 100 yards, maybe?
Maybe, yeah, something like
that. But it was a long. It was a long, nice pop. Pow.
Shooting the gun really. At least for me, what I hear is you're lined up, you're listening to the breeze,
right?
You pull the trigger and you hear, it just immediately just knocks out your hearing for me.
Oh yeah. I was far away, so I think one of them, he was wearing headphones.
But if you're standing off to the side, it sounds like a cannon.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's like, oh, this is happening. Like that's a gun.
That's
a rifle.
Once it's happened to you once, it's like an unmistakable where you pull the trigger of a big gun and just
right,
like immediate like tinnitus, you know,
right?
But it's fucking like a cannon on a ship,
dude.
Like it just
and then you grab a 22 and you're like pow 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 pow.
Yes. You
know,
or another example to think about is like a AR-15. It's just like a 22, a little more power.
Oh. Okay.
But it's the same thing. It's kind of quiet, not a lot of recoil. It doesn't, you don't get that thump in your chest.
Right.
And so anyway, I bring up the 308 because Charlie was shot by a 30-06.
No way.
And so a 30-06, like a 308, they're both 30 caliber bullets.
Big
But a
bullets,
30-06 is much bigger, not much,
No
maybe
way.
half an inch
It's already big.
longer and more
Right.
powder. So way more oomph, right?
Wow.
So I want you to think about the 308 and think about more, like more power,
Dude.
more intensity, right?
At that range, yeah. Wow.
Close. And then think about, I only watched the video once. I didn't like it. I don't like watching videos like that. But it was odd. It was like no obvious like major wound that I saw immediately. And maybe people tell me I'm wrong. I don't remember there being a ton of blood. I mean, I'm sure there was blood, but
There was blood. There was a lot of blood.
Oh, immediately, or like what? Explain it to me. Walk me through it.
Maybe a second.
Makes sense.
It was just the shock of it all, like his body. But you can tell it's real, dude, because
no, it's real. It's real. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that was a bullet though that killed him. That's what I'm trying to say. Something did it. Something did it. But he went into immediate shock. Right. You can tell they hit the spinal cord immediately.
Yes, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Pretty much any bullet hits you in the neck, you're dead. Certainly you do get over a certain caliber and like you're dead no matter where it hits you. If it hits you like in the T-zone, like the abdomen, the thorax, just because of the hydrostatic pressure of this huge cannonball hitting you, but any round in the neck, you're dead.
But at that size of bullet though, that close, I would have probably expected a bit more of tissue response,
or maybe an exit wound.
Right.
An exit wound.
Yeah.
Awfully convenient.
Right.
Weird stuff happens with bullets. They can go in all sorts of odd directions and stuff. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's important to hit home. Like a 30-06 is
big bullet.
The problem, this is meaningless unless you've experienced it, but you would expect, and I don't mean to be like this is gory, but you would expect him to be decapitated.
I was going to say that, but yeah.
And so,
or at least like the anatomical triangle, like things flying off, like a war movie.
Or an exit wound.
An exit
wound. Everything about it looks like he got shot by like something like an AR-15. And that's very common in assassinations. Like the guy who got assassinated riding his bike in the park in the Democratic Party, I forget his name, but it was shot with a .22 handgun.
No way.
They don't exit, they bounce around. They're very fatal. Like this idea that 22s are, anyway. So if you're going to shoot this guy, maybe use a 223. It sounded like a 223. It didn't sound like a 30-06. Anyway, who knows? I'm just pointing this out. This guy did a good video on this topic, so I thought I'd share it. This guy is very reasonable. Okay. He is not like a internet conspiracy guy. Super reasonable, super measured. Very much says like maybe, but he says what anyone would expect. Like it should have been way more traumatic.
Crazy. All right, guys, we have a couple different rounds we could use for this test. There is like 1,000 30-06s out there, and that's one reason why I wasn't ready to just jump in doubting the story right away, because we don't even know what kind of ammo was used. It could literally be anything. So the first one we have is the 180 grain full metal jacket ball round. This is one of the most common 30-06s out there, this and the 150 grain. If you go to a gun shop and just ask for 30-06 ammo, this is probably what they'll give you. If I had to guess, I would honestly say he probably used something like this, just because it is the most common round out there. The second one that we have is a lot more interesting. This is the 150 grain Hornady ballistic tip. I actually bought this one specifically for this test, just to give us the highest chance of something stopping in the target. I'd be surprised if he used something like this, but I guess you never really know. So,
okay, again, the point is Charlie stopped the bullet. His neck stopped the bullet, which is surprising. So this guy is specifically using a bullet that might be more likely to stop because the tip balloons out and mushrooms when it hits the target. It's like something you might use in hunting to create more damage in the tissue, but prevent an exit wound for whatever reason. Anyway, so So he's going to test both.
The general rule of thumb with rifle rounds is the heavier the bullet, the more it's going to penetrate. Lighter weight rounds penetrate less, and the full metal jacket ball round should also penetrate more than a hollow point or a ballistic tip or something like that. Obviously, those are not concrete rules. There are exceptions. I do think the ball round might be more likely to like yaw and tumble and, you know, dip down in a weird direction. But we've shot nothing but these ball rounds in the past 2 videos that we've done on this caliber. So we're going to change it up and we'll try the 150 grain Hornady. I have a feeling we're not going to get more than 1 shot at this. So hopefully we get an interesting result. Okay, this is how we're going to set this one up. I have our ballistic dummy bust on a table in the front. I do have it slightly angled so we can hit the target that we're aiming for. Behind it, I have 3 5-gallon water jugs, just in case the bullet over penetrates. Maybe we'll get lucky and actually capture it. And then what I'm going to do is pull my truck back here and try.
A little more setup. So he's using ballistic gel and bone, you know, synthetic bone. Not an exact analog, but pretty close. You know, it's what you would use to try to get as close as you can. They've also used like animal carcasses and stuff, so it's not perfect, but pretty reasonable.
I use the roof to get a slight downward angle on the target, just like it was in real life. Unfortunately for this video, I'm not going to be able to take the shot at 140 yards. I got too many cameras to operate. I did do that in our first video, though. If you want to see it, I'll link it right here. I just wanted to show you how easy it was and how close that actually is with this caliber. Wow. Trust me, it's a chip shot. There's going to be almost no difference between 30 or 40 and 100.
Another comments. I had kind of made the point that this would probably be a tough shot for an untrained person. I still stand by that because you're running up a roof, you're out of breath, high pressure situation. Obviously, your life's about to change, about to, you know, probably get killed or go to jail. So I still think it'd be challenging, but apparently he was like a hunter, they're saying maybe. So maybe that's not as big of a issue as I originally thought.
140. It's a 1,000-yard gun. So we might be gaining a few feet per second, but ultimately the result will be very similar. All right, guys, we are in the bed of my truck. I apologize if the camera's a little shaky. I've got our ballistic dummy on the table, probably 40 yards away. I'm going to use a book bag on the roof of my truck and the bipod on the rifle so we can get a good elevated shooting position and try to hit this thing at a downward angle. We got our 150 grain bullet. I'll be shocked if this is actually what was used. Obviously, we don't know. What I do know is in our last video, a 30-06 ball round blew through 20 pounds of meat and 2 beef femur bones. So those are not easy to stop. I'm hoping this one will give us a slightly different result. And I'm gonna aim towards the front left of our ballistic dummy neck, 45-degree angle, and we are shooting slightly downward as well. So I also have to hit the vertebrae because that's allegedly what redirected this bullet. Well, we definitely penetrated our water.
Gun sounds on microphones are always kind of difficult, but that's just not the sound that was made.
No.
I mean, especially in that situation where there's tall buildings, that it just would have been just an earth-shattering boom. And everyone who watched their initial video was speculating it was a small caliber because it didn't really sound like that. So anyway.
Jugs, and I don't think this is going to help to stop the conspiracy theories. His head fell off.
Wow.
So, you know, kind of obviously like graphic and morbid, but I think it's important to, like, I don't know, ask this question, isn't it? I don't know.
And there was definitely an exit wound on that one.
I'll say. His spine, this dummy's spine left the dummy. Like 6
All right,
segments.
guys. I figured this is probably what would happen. I was trying to remain optimistic, but that right there is why people are skeptical on the official story. The 30-06 is a very hard round to stop. So we actually lost the top half of the vertebrae right there, and you can see the bullet hole going straight through it. So I imagine it was probably connected like that, and it just took a massive chunk right out of it. It also shifted the entire thing a little bit to the right, and then you can see the wound cavity in the ballistics gel right there. I'm looking for fragments. I don't see much. Actually, there is some. Yeah. So right there, I don't know if you guys can see, there are a few bullet fragments in there. Of course, the majority of it did pass all the way through and hit our water jugs. It looks like we have bullet holes in 2 water jugs, so I assume it came out in a couple different.
What's kind of interesting about this is that people would speculate that, hey, maybe he could have stopped the bullet if it shattered, right? Because that momentum gets distributed over more pieces and stuff. But this bullet did shatter, and it just, dude, it's just not realistic to think that he was shot by 30-06. I guarantee you this won't be part of Tyler Robinson's defense. And I think the fix is in, dude. The fix is in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The fix is in. There's one guy who videotaped him on the roof. I didn't realize that. I had kind of been thinking like maybe he wasn't even there that day, you know. But apparently there's somebody who videotaped him, and he was asked if he saw Tyler Robinson take the shot, and he said no. Now he said he's not an expert. He doesn't know for sure, but he doesn't remember, right? And so who's the one person on earth that would want to get a hold of that guy?
Candace.
Well, yeah, Candace did talk to him. Who even more than Candace, if they're doing their job, should want to get a hold of that guy?
The wife.
That's another good one. I would argue even more than both of those is Tyler Robinson's attorney.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
You have an eyewitness that says he didn't take the shot. Like that'd be witness number one, right?
Right.
Never got a phone call. Never got a phone call from the attorney.
No way.
Fix is in, dude. All right.
Dude.
I think that might be it for our true crime ambitions. We'll get back to science and religion again after this.
That was intense, though. Look at the ballistics. But it just confirms, right, that it's multi-layered and it's fixed, like you said. Yeah, it doesn't bring me happiness. That's for sure. Not a happy fool right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fool nor happy. So.
Maybe that's the problem with true crime. It's just depressing. But
that's why I don't watch those shows, man.
Is there a way to put a positive spin on this? That is the evil in the world getting more desperate or more exposed, or is there something positive we can take from this?
Of course, it's mental fortitude, right? So, for instance, when you work out and you do deadlifts, you're gonna hurt, right? It's gonna hurt. You're gonna be in pain for a few days, right? But it's gonna bring on strength, right?
I'm trying to understand the analogy. Okay,
well, the moment comes and you see real shit coming down, like, at least you won't be panicking.
Right.
Well, you're panicking a bunch.
You're
right?
You're not completely naive to the way these things work.
It's like, I knew this was coming, and you'll have enough strength not to fucking collapse and break in half and crack. You don't want to crack. Yeah. So something's going on. And evil is bad, but that's what I get from it, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Right? That you're not in control. So let go. We're not in control. Something else is pulling the strings. Someone else is pulling the strings.
I like something. Something else.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Multiple. Something else. That's it. So... yeah. So the truth. So don't be afraid. Also, people who speak the truth, like the guy that we just OpenAI who got capped, and now Charlie who got capped, and
the first few people, the most prominent people. Do you need to go?
No.
Okay. Because I just noticed it's been over an hour. So the most prominent people, they got killed, right?
Right.
They get killed. That's true. But I do think we hit like a critical mass when enough people are openly talking about it that they can't just start killing everybody.
Well, that's the plan.
That is the plan, huh? That's why they need Gorgon Stare. That's why they need Gorgon Stare.
Come on. They tried already in 2020. Yeah. They populate. How many people they get rid of? How many people have died because of COVID?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, dude. Millions, right? So
apparently, some paper came out about the COVID shot, about they're finding tumors with enriched spike protein and stuff.
The turbo cancers.
Yeah, I don't know
Like
enough about it to speculate, but yeah, I cannot. What unbelievable that that was only like
that
3 years
was a
ago.
shit show, man. And it worked for
Unbelievable.
them. Yeah, and they worked for them. People got crazy about it. Remember the people driving with masks?
They still are, man. It's hard for me to believe they were trying like this depopulation agenda, though. It just seems like there's way better
That
ways to
was
do it, but
no, how? This is classy, right? Giving beers away in LA. Hey, we'll give you a lot of tickets. Get the jab. Hey, we'll give you a free beer, dude. For someone in LA, that's when I got a little kind
that
of
was
weird.
weird. But I mean, it's
like,
just it's. I think it's probably not good for you, but I don't think it's not like killing
what
off
a
the whole world.
fucking experiment. Talking about running experiments, right? Here's your participation gift card, a beer. See what happens to you.
Let me put this in you.
Forever.
You want to know what's in it? Get out of here.
That's when I thought it was kind of weird, man.
Oh no, it's so weird. Well, we definitely can't put this on YouTube now.
Oh, good. I wasn't hoping. Had I known, I would have worn a better shirt like you are right now, man. Like, look at this shit. But we'll plant something and we'll put it in YouTube.
The next video we post on YouTube, you're gonna be in a tuxedo. And you're gonna act like it was a total accident. Like, oh, I just happened to be wearing this.
Oh, well, look at this right now. No, man. No, we can't put it on YouTube though. But
Well, yeah,
what
I
do you
guess-
get out of it? What do you get out of it? Why are you so like into this?
Oh boy. I think there's something nice. It gives me a good feeling to be like, and obviously I'm having a very small impact, but exposing evil is nice. I like it. It's a good feeling. I'm into it. I think maybe I should have been a detective.
Or maybe you were an exorcist a few lives away. Like
Okay.
your like ancestry, you know? You have
Why? Why? How do you get?
because they're
exorcism?
exposed, like they actually expel evil
yes.
from bodies, dude. And we have like
Yes.
this feeling, it's like, yeah, I got you. I
like the idea of purging evil from our midst. Why else are we here?
Right.
I get
Evil.
the hedonistic thing, just enjoy
Right.
life. I get it. That just doesn't do it for me.
Right. You want to get the demons out.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, you're a true exorcist.
can't
I like
get
it.
them out.
Me too.
I like the idea of people becoming aware. Like I hate the complacency.
Right.
I hate the government loves
Wishy-washy.
us, you know?
Right. No,
This stuff isn't happening because I think that mindset allows psychopathy and evil to flourish.
Yeah, enabler. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right, enabler. I hear you,
just-
man. I don't like enablers
we
or
just become-
facilitators.
Our culture is just such a soft target in that respect. Like,
Oh, big time. And
Yeah.
and the weakest. So I feel the same way. Like the weakest get it the worst. Like children and
Yes.
elderly,
yes.
they get it the worst. Like they're unaccountable for. So I
Look,
get it.
I mean,
man.
look what has been done to us over the past 5 years. Look at COVID. Look at this public execution of Charlie Kirk. And it's just like,
I thought we were done with it. About
It's like,
yeah, right. Public executions. I thought we were done with that. I know the French were into it, and I know I'm kind of
It was-
making
they're into
a
it.
point. Yeah, dude, they invent the guillotine, right?
yes.
They love that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're not like that. I know. The gentlemen of the new frontier who are exorcists.
It's probably all a fool's errand. Like it's nothing we say here or is gonna move the needle really. But it's just I like the idea that more people are onto it. Think about 20, 30 years ago,
Oh yeah,
20
for
years
sure.
ago.
None of this. I mean, the internet kind of helps.
Internet helps definitely.
Yeah,
but it could have done the
helps
opposite.
Spread the word. Yeah, it's true. That's
Could have
true.
been the opposite. Do you think you gotta think that a bigger proportion of the population is more suspicious? That we're being ruled by some evil.
At least get
force.
exposure. Yeah, at least get exposure. They're not too naive, right? Like all this new generation are being more careful. I mean, they're already making better choices, like not drinking as much, taking care of their body a little bit more, not being like 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 work.
Yeah.
So they're being self-conscious about what they eat, which is awesome. So they know something is not right.
So if I was going to play devil's advocate, and you should never advocate for the devil, I'm realizing. But if I was going to play devil's advocate,
I don't think he needs advocates, but yeah,
he doesn't. But
for the sake of talk, yeah.
Do you think so? I would say the naivete meter is going down, right? People are waking up. The awareness is going up. Do you think that destroys society though? Like if 90% of the population knows they're being ran by French pedophiles.
You think it's going to implode?
Does it crumble?
Well, that's civil war, dude.
Yeah, if you just
look what happened to slavery. Look what happened to slavery. Like they got exposed. Like this is not right.
Yeah,
we need to do something about this.
You lose faith in your institutions. You say this is bullshit.
Yeah, civil war.
Is this why societies crumble?
Yes.
Like, is the
the American society did not crumble, but it just got better, right? It could have.
But do you think this leads to crumbling? Like if
it
every
leads
person
to conflict.
is like our country
it leads to conflict, is
evil.
Yeah,
our leaders are evil.
Yeah,
I would say maybe only 30% of the population thinks that. 20.
Yeah.
Now imagine that's 90.
Know, man.
Do we still go to work? I mean, I guess we have to, right? I don't know.
It'll be a true implosion of the empire. Like Roman times, that's exactly what happened. They thought all the senators and everyone was just corrupted, and look what happened. Rome ceased to exist.
So do you think there's people in the government who know about this stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And they're just
absolutely. They're running, they're calling models of future potential models of what would have happened if, right? They know.
Exactly.
Because they know these models. They run all these models.
Part of me, so do you remember Inglourious Bastards?
Love that movie.
So you remember the main Nazi, Christoph Waltz or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
He was asked in an interview, like, how did you play evil so good?
Oh, yeah.
Like you were so evil. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
He wasn't evil.
Right.
Right. And so he played a convicted person who thought he was a good guy. And he came off as just insanely evil.
Right. Because he thought he was right.
And I think most people don't ever believe that they're evil.
And that's chapter 1 of Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends. That's an old book, but that's a great book. Well, exactly what you're saying, that they're so convinced it's hard to convince others when they're so convinced that they're right. Everyone thinks they're right.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you're saying. They don't think they're doing evil because they think they're right.
Could part of their internal justification be like, we have to keep this Epstein thing under wraps because the empire will fall, people will be destitute, they won't be able to get medicine. Like, do you think they rationalize it as like they
of
really
course they do it for
are
a
the
greater
good guy?
Right. For the greater end, right?
Yeah. Dude. Shit's
nuts,
so complicated,
dude.
Man.
It's all about morality.
Jesus, you got to come back. We got to wrap this show up, man.
Dude. We've been waiting for him since he left.
That's true. Speaking of wrapping shows up, Alfredo, thanks for chatting with me today.
Dude, that was awesome, man. Yeah, it's an early one. That's an hour and a half. That's amazing.
It's dark now. Yes. Listeners, thank you for sticking with us. Email happyfoolspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if we should do a Christmas Happy Fools parade float.
They're all going to say yes.
With Santa hats.
Oh, no.
Our headphones in the trailer driving around town.
Oh, man.
Talking about the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
I think we'll get back to science and religion stuff after this. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get more clips like that.
All right,
We can
sounds
talk
good.
about Jupiter. We can talk about
Jupiter.
Well, the third eye atlas. It's
Oh.
pulsating at 16.5
Stop.
every
No, I don't believe you. I don't
hours.
believe you. Who said this? Avi Loeb?
No, forget that guy. Fuck that guy, dude. That guy's lost. No, NASA, which I don't believe either. So there you go.
Oh, speaking of NASA, one real quick science update.
Do it.
We're going to the moon on February 5th.
NASA sponsored.
Yep.
Nice.
People, human beings.
With people.
Yes.
Oh man, I don't want another Challenger or Discovery. I hope
So-
we're okay.
I think it'll be fine. They launched this
Okay.
rocket. They're very expensive.
It was.
They're like 20 billion a pop.
Jesus.
Insane. Mission 1 was to just go around the moon with nobody in it. That was
Accomplished.
a success. Mission
Right.
2 on February 5th is to go around the moon with people in it. And then mission 3, which will happen whenever, is to land.
Why are we? So, didn't we do this already?
Yeah, Bull. You don't think so, but yeah.
Right.
No, you do think so. I got you.
So why are we doing these missions again?
Because this time we're going to stay. That's their motto.
Okay.
We're going to build a base on the moon.
I believe it when I see it. I think this time we might be able to happen to this is real, but I don't know. Maybe we did before. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
so
see.
we're
Well, that's good. That's exciting.
we're going
but
back,
NASA's doing it first, though.
Well, so SpaceX's
Okay.
job is to get people from because they're going to put a space station in orbit around the moon. It's called the Lunar Gateway. It's part of the Artemis mission. And SpaceX's job, which will take 10 launches to do it, is to get a Starship, that's what it's called, docked with the space station. Okay. NASA will send the Orion capsule to the space station. The astronauts will transfer onto Starship, a specialized version of Starship called the Human Landing System. And then that will land on the moon.
Wow.
So in order to get to the moon, SpaceX is involved. But to orbit around the moon is all NASA.
Nice. And you mean to tell me we did all this in the 60s?
Well, no, we didn't. It's completely different. But
we actually landed. All this so we can land on the moon.
yeah.
Oh, God.
I'll admit it's a bad look for the.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I think it's all very explainable. Just because it was a completely different thing we did last time. Like, this is very different, but it is weird.
The end game is land on the moon, right? That's the end game.
No, yeah, I just mean the way they're going about it is very different. Like,
Yeah, because we can do it now.
well, because that's certainly one perspective. The other perspective is now we're trying to use a reusable rocket.
I think that's fucking amazing.
And so it takes a lot more fuel, to get a reusable rocket there and back. So you got to put Starship in orbit, and then you got to dock 8 more Starships to it. And each one pumps a little bit of fuel into it. So now the Starship is full of fuel again in orbit.
Oh, wow.
And then it flies to the lunar space station, and then it lands, and then it flies back to the lunar space station. And then the astronauts get back on the capsule and fly it back.
I'll see
Earth.
it. I'll believe it when I see it.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
This time I might.
You should. I mean, the SLS launch is cool. You should watch the video of the last one. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, shoot me a text, man. I'll watch it.
But anyway, all right, everybody.
Of the live one. All right.
You should go to Florida. Watch it take off. You won't.
I won't.
I was thinking about it. I was like, that'd be sick, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to episode, what did I say at the beginning? 94?
98, 94, 98.
Who knows? Thanks for listening to the Happy Fools podcast. Talk to you next time.
Have a good night.